G'day everyone, welcome to Self-Reliance Australia. So look, over the last few weekends the weather has been pretty feral. Look, it's raining now even as I'm doing this video. So look, I haven't been able to get outside to do much content. So this week I thought I'd do an indoor video. But anyway, I won't talk about it, we'll just get straight into it. So g'day everyone, welcome to Self-Reliance Australia. I'm indoors as I said, so I thought today I would talk about the stuff that I use as an everyday carry. What can I say? So if we go out for the day, like if we're hiking or even down to the nearest city, I'll normally take this pack. Now I'm not going to say it's a bug out bag or a get home bag or anything like that. It's basically a pack because I'm a father, I have a couple of kids and I'm carrying stuff all the time. But there are things that I do carry in this pack pretty much everywhere I go. So let's go have a look. So the first thing I do is I do carry a small first aid kit. Now you might wonder what sort of things do we do that would require me to be carrying a first aid kit. Well, interestingly enough, there's a couple of snake bite bandages in there. So in Australia, we do have quite a lot of snakes. Pretty much all of them will kill you. There's a couple up north that won't, but most of them down here will. So having those snake bite bandages becomes really important. It's not like you see them walking when you're just walking down the street, but when we go out for day hikes, you will often see them, especially through summer, spring. Any day that's probably over about 20 plus degrees, they'll start to come out on the trails. So they want to come out to the open where there's some sun. And I know the last 2 hikes that we've done, I've come across them. So definitely a must-have. And look, once you've got those on, you're normally okay. Still don't want to get bitten though, by the way. But also this is things like, the usual sort of stuff that you'd find in a first aid kit. Scissors, Band-Aids, emergency space blanket, that type of stuff. So nothing over the top. But the thing that makes that so bulky is actually those big snake bite bandages. But to be honest, 95%, probably 99% of what I use in there is going to be Band-Aids. Just for the kids if they scratch themselves, or I scratch myself doing stuff when we're out and about. Occasionally we might get some splinters and I'll use, there's like a little digger there thing that you can pull out. So that's the main one. The other one is my little pack that I carry. It's a little Maxpedition pack. So what do I have in here? Good question. So what I do carry is a Leatherman. Look, it's just a really handy tool. They got pliers, they got some knives, scissors, little saws, that sort of stuff. So I wouldn't say I pull that out a lot, but I do carry that because it's very handy. It's just a multi-tool that is really, really handy to have with you at any time. So even when we're hiking, like there's actually a fair bit of weight in that little pack, so it's not something that I would probably carry in my backpack if I'm hiking. But definitely if I'm going for a day walk, I will definitely take it. If I'm going to the city and staying overnight at relatives' place, I'll generally take it because I end up doing some jobs around the house when I go there. Family getting older, so they do like to have some jobs done. I will actually chuck a toolkit in these days as well because I know I'm normally getting some jobs to do when I get there. Because they're just getting a little bit too old to do it themselves these days. So it's always nice to be able to help out and give a hand where you can. And I think that's part of being self-reliant. Like a lot of people think that being self-reliant is really about doing everything yourself, and it's not. It's about a community, and it's about helping people that have different skill sets and helping out people that need the help when you can. The other one I have is always a torch. Now this is an LED lenser. I happen to be a bit of a fan of the LED lenser torches. I have a few of them. I have a little one on my key ring, on my car key. I also have one beside my bed. Carry one in my little kit. Look, it's really handy. If you're under the bonnet of a car, for example, you break down on the side of the road, break down over night time, just getting things out, like when we travel, if I'm trying to get into a space that's behind a cupboard or something, those little torches come in handy more than you would think. So definitely always carry a torch. I also carry a Sharpie just to be able to write down things if I need to. And again, in here I have some gel for my eyes because I can't see very well with my eyes. Actually I can now because I had some surgery on my eyes, but that just keeps them moist when things dry out, because after having surgery on my eyes, that does tend to happen a bit. They tend to dry out. You know, some more Band-Aids and Disprin and some little plastic bags. The little plastic bags come in handy, and also a couple of little rubber bands. Like, they're the type of things that you don't often think about carrying in an everyday carry, but the number of times you go, gee, I wish I had a rubber band to hold something together, or a little rubbish bag to put stuff in, because especially when you're out walking on the trail, it's a leave no trace scenario, so you don't want to be leaving stuff out there. I do have like a little carabiner sitting inside my pack, so in the front pocket. Now I put that in there so I can quickly put my keys onto something, and I know exactly where in my pack those keys are going to be. Now I don't always carry my house keys on my car keys. I tend to have separate key rings for things, so I kept them separate, so that way I don't have to have multiple sets of house keys on different car rings. But when I'm out for the day, I don't like to leave that in the car, because if someone does break into your car, then they got normally registration papers in the car, they find out where you live, then they got their house keys as well. So I'll carry them, and I'll put them on a little carabiner that sits inside my pack. So talking about everyday carry, this is something I carry with me all the time when I'm on the property. Now, in Australia we can't carry knives on the street or when you're just walking around, so obviously I don't carry that with me all of the time. But when I'm at home and I'm leaving the house, like if I'm going outside into the paddock or I'm going up to the shed, that will go in my pocket. Now this is a little folding knife. It weighs about 140 grams. It's a single hand operation. It's by Columbia River Knife and Tool Company, if you can see that there. Yeah, you can probably just see that come in. It's the M16 or M16, whichever way you want to say it. Look, it does lock out, but it is a nice single hand operation knife. Look, I love that little knife. It comes in handy. I use it a lot. It has a little clip on the back, so it just slips into your pocket, stays out of the way, and it comes in handy. The single hand operation is actually, I use it a lot more than I would have thought that was necessary. But when you're holding something and you're trying to cut it or break something apart, this comes in really handy to be able to do it. I can pull it out of my pocket, open it up, use it. It's a nice solid blade on it. You can see the thickness of that blade, and it's a nice solid locking mechanism on it as well. So a great little knife. And when you're on property, it's amazing how often something like that comes in handy. So it does get a lot of use when I'm on the property. Well, there you go. Look, I can't say another job done like I normally do because I didn't do any jobs. But like I said at the start, like the weather has been pretty bad over the last few weeks, and combining that with family commitments as well, I just haven't been able to get outside to make any content or do any work either. It's very wet still. As I said before, it's still raining outside even now. So everything's very wet, very boggy. The driveway's starting to turn to mud, so I need to fix that once, sort of get a couple of dry days, get some machinery onto it, but we'll see how we go with that. But anyway, it is another video, something a little bit different. Hope that provides a little bit of insight into how I think and the type of things that I would normally use on a day-to-day basis. Anyway, if you've got this far and you've watched all the way to the end, thank you very much for that. I do appreciate the fact that you do take the time out of your day to watch the channel. Thank you very much for everyone that has subscribed over the last few weeks and actually over the lifetime of the channel as well. Really do appreciate that. The channel is growing quite nicely. And thank you also for everyone that has given it the big thumbs up and also made comments too. Like, I do appreciate that interaction. Lets me know that the content I'm making is still enjoyable, and there's people actually there who actually do tune in and watch it. So that's always a bonus. So thank you very much for that. And until next time, thanks for watching.